This year I decided to go on a road trip. Not just any road trip. I was headed to Phoenix for some mountain biking. Alone. In June. How do you pull that off? And what are the best places to go?
I have earned this turn.
In this video, I'll share my experience with you. The problems I ran into. And what I would do differently. That is, if I were to do it again. I wanted a desert mountain biking adventure. A trip to Sedona seemed like the obvious choice. But I'd been there already. What about the Sonoran Desert? I was intrigued by its landscape and by the charismatic saguaro cactus. So I started researching trails in the Phoenix area. After visiting about a dozen websites, here's the list I came up with. This would be a solo trip, so no technical trails like National and Black Canyon. Riding alone in the desert is dangerous enough, thank you. I tacked on the Estrella Foothills Loop, since it was on my way into town on the first day. Early June is a miserable time to go, I know. Peak temperatures can surpass 100 degrees, so I tried to be prepared. Bringing sunscreen, salty snacks, and several liters of ice-cold water are a given. In addition, I made a double electrolyte solution for my bike bottle on each ride. My biggest fear on this trip was getting lost. I made the assumption that my phone was going to fail through overheating or losing its charge. Packing a lipstick battery gave me peace of mind. Finally, I would not have taken this trip at all without a personal locator beacon or satellite messenger. I carry this one called Rescue Me. It's small, simple, and while it doesn't allow for two-way communication, it also does not require a monthly fee. Okay, I found a parking spot in the visitor lot at the Estrella Foothills High School. It's 6:30 in the morning and about 75 degrees. The trailhead for this system was really tough to locate. There was a huge construction site in the way. Somewhere over there is where the trail is. And finally, some signage. The trail starts off pretty mellow. Ooh, look, some rocks. As you approach the foothills, the terrain gets really loose. Ooh, so much loose rock. This route only has 500 feet of climbing, but it's a workout. There's a trail system we ride at home called Annadel. And there's a trail called Two Quarry on it, which is full of loose shale. And my husband loves it because it's all clinky-clacky. This reminds me of it. About halfway through the ride, I started to feel a little creeped out. My only company was a lizard and a scraggly coyote. That's cute. More challenging than it looks. Da-da-da. Near the end, the route became confusing. I was tired and decided to bail. Thankfully, this trail is very bailable. I am off-roading it. By the time I got back to my car, it was 100 degrees and I was wiped. That was harder than I thought it would be. Perhaps that was a sign to manage my expectations. Oh, it's so much. On the left is MTB project, and on the right is my GPS tracing. I made a wrong turn early on, and here's where I bailed out at the end. I woke up earlier as the trip progressed. For day 2, I chose a 12-mile route within the Haws trail network. The description sounded innocuous. Never mind, the Saguaro Trail is rated single black diamond. I screwed up the start big time. I accidentally touched a different loop in my app and started following it. Luckily, I had sent a Strava beacon to my husband in California. He was monitoring my movements in real time and pointed out that I was going the wrong way. I don't know what Las Sendas means, but I'd love to think it means the send. First you roll behind a housing development, and then the trail begins to undulate.
Oh yeah, this is fun.
It comes to this intersection with bike tools and a map. From there, I took Ridge Trail 59 east to a loop made by the Saddle and Secret Trails.
Which way? Secret Trail. It's not so much of a secret if you label the trail. That is the trail we want, though. Don't tell anyone. A secret trail. Ooh. Woo. Woo. A little sandy in these turns. A little side slippage.
Back at the bike station, I was broiling. Remember that I'd wasted the cool hours of the morning chasing the wrong trail. At this point, I should have called it quits. But I was so pissed at myself for that mistake that I pushed on, and that almost got me in trouble.
There's a big climb on Saguaro, unfortunately. But I think I'm close to the end of it. Mine shaft. Whew. Gosh, I have to check that out, right? Ooh, there it is. Okay, we've seen it. Now let's go downhill. This downhill had better be good.
I felt like a piece of marinated meat on the edge of the grill. Saguaro had a descent, but it was technical enough, and I was tired enough that I had to walk large parts of it.
I'm not in the mood. Oh boy. You get some stuff like that to come down. Whee!
I ditched the last part of my route and cut over on Ridge Trail 59. Getting back to familiar terrain felt like hours. By this point, I had stopped sweating.
Well, that was a little scary. I did not realize that Upper Saguaro was so hard. And the downhill too, so I walked a whole bunch. Of course, it gets to 100 degrees by like 9 or 10, so I was a bit nervous about my water levels. And of course, as you get nervous, your heart rate goes up and you start thinking about losing more water, perspiring more because you're nervous. At one point I thought, boy, I really need to pee. And then I thought, maybe you should wait. You need to drink that pee later.
This is an example of what could have become a more serious situation.
Always keep one bottle of water for this occasion.
Here is my early morning blunder. By this point, I needed a break. What to do? Well, I watched a lot of Star Trek reruns and ate very sophisticated snacks. I mean, one of the best things about mountain biking is all the eating you get to do. But what is there to do around Phoenix? Old Town Scottsdale is okay, but it's mostly jewelry and tchotchke shops. Instead, I would highly recommend the Botanical Garden. The Botanical Garden has a wonderful array of huge, healthy succulents. It's a great way to learn about the local plants. They're interspersed with several Dale Chihuly sculptures. Don't miss the Cristate saguaro. They have a spectacular example of one. These are rare, and it's unknown what causes the altered growth pattern. The garden also doubled as a zoo. Apparently, it's an oasis for the local fauna. I woke up even earlier for this ride, around 4 a.m., to make sure I could enjoy a cool hour or two. There were a couple of helpful gentlemen in the parking lot.
Where's the entrance to the Ocotillo Trail? Is that over here?
If you haven't been on it, there's some tight turns in there, dropping down into washes, so just...
All right, be prepared for that.
Then it changes to the, I think it's called
Sidewinder.
the Sidewinder.
Yeah.
And that'll put you up on the side of the mountain with huge climbs and some really nasty switchbacks. I can't hop the bike around, so I had to like...
Oh, those kinds of switchbacks where you have to endo turn. Yeah. Up to you. Boy, the sun is bright.
This system was super easy to navigate. There are only 2 trails to worry about. Ocotillo to the south and Sidewinder to the north.
Wash AW over Ocotillo. Okay. Whee!
I went west on Ocotillo, which is fairly mellow.
There's a little climbing in here. Some real climbing. Ocotillo. A plus or minus about this trail, as you can see, there are several places where a highway is visible. That might give you a sense of security, or it may ruin the feeling of being in the backcountry. So there's a second parking lot on the other side where Sidewinder starts.
Sidewinder has more climbing.
A lovely view of some residences and teddy bear cholla. They look all soft and fuzzy. Okay, so we just came to the juncture with Ocotillo and Sidewinder. They've overlapped for a short bit here, and we're going to go left on Sidewinder. And this is where the biggest climb is. I'm still waiting for those switchbacks that guy described.
And some really nasty switchbacks.
That was pretty good. Okay, so I turned a corner and there's more hill, but I think we're almost to the top. All right. I've earned this turn. Maybe those are the switchbacks the guy was referring to. Hard to say. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, into some proper baby heads. Those switchbacks weren't any worse than the ones at Tamarancho back home.
Overall, I felt very safe on this trail. And while it wasn't the prettiest this time of year, it was a decent workout. Brown's Ranch was highly rated across multiple websites, so I saved it for last. Having learned my lesson from Haws, I settled for an out and back to the Diablo trails.
It's 5:30 in the morning, but it's so worth it. It's cool right now. It's actually cool. One of the things I could instantly tell driving in here is that the saguaros are huge and highly branched. I mean, this one on the right, I mean, just look at it. That is the mother of all saguaros right there. Whee! The soil here is very similar to Haws. Bunny rabbit. It has like a kitty litter consistency. I just got whacked in the knuckles by a cholla. Yeah, you see where I got hit in the hand, got some little spots of blood. These cacti are serious. Look at this guy. Gal. I don't know, are they male or female? Wow. Just look on the right side of that mountain, how all the saguaros are lining the side, but not on the left. There's something about the sunlight or the train over there. Left on high desert, where this large cluster of saguaros are. So I'm on the Divide Trail. I'm gonna start at the southern end of South Diablo. It's very lush in here. A lot of yuccas. It looks almost tropical. Woo! Warning, inherently dangerous. Vertical drops, uneven terrain, narrow spots. Okay, I got my personal locator beacon in case I break something. Yes, there are rocks here. Nice little ramp at the bottom.
Here's one of the large rock slabs in the area. There's no way I was going to try it by myself.
Kind of have to do it, don't I?
Instead, I found some smaller features to session.
And then right along the middle. Whew.
I had a few small wins that I was happy with.
All right. Yeah, that was a good one. Woo.
I enjoy this area a lot. It was like a sculpture garden.
Oh, look at the rock.
I returned on high desert, which is fast and flowy in the westward direction. Brown's Ranch was incredible. Lush vegetation, massive saguaros, and it was teeming with bunnies, jackrabbits, snakes, and chirping insects. If you want the full Sonoran Desert experience, you should come here. In summary, I had fun, and I didn't have to drink my own pee.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
My totals weren't jaw-dropping, but it was the experience that mattered, really.
Bunny!
I hope this is helpful to your trip planning. Be prepared, and please be safe.
Some very fat, healthy saguaros.
This is the self-pleasuring cactus, subspecies autoerotica.